So, you're on YouTube right now, and this is This Game Gets Dicey. I'm Paula.
Hello, I'm Matthew.
And you are about to watch our live-streamed board game play of Awkward Guess 2, which is on Kickstarter right now, sponsored by Megacorp Games. Link for that in the description below. We have alerts and things that happen during the stream, so hopefully those aren't too much of a distraction for you and you get a good feel for how the game works. And we won't tell you who wins, but we hope you enjoy watching.
Who better to do it than two of the most awkward guests you could possibly invite round?
It's us.
Enjoy!
Now, Matthew and I do have a Spanish copy of this game because we got it early, but what's on Kickstarter right now is the English copy, which you can check out. If you were like me and you were like, I grew up loving Clue, and then as you played more games, you realized Clue isn't actually very good. It's not a very good game. This is the Clue for you. You need these games.
And well, that's what Awkward Guests is like, right? And this
Yes.
is Awkward Guests 2, essentially, and it's the Berwick sisters, and it's a 2-player version of that game. But it's actually feels like you're playing Awkward Guests, but the system is you're doing similar things, but you're doing them in a different way, essentially, because this is going to have us rolling a couple dice and trying to deduce a murder, as well as do a murder.
So in this game, the twins have been murdered, Beatrice and Bernice. And one of us, I will be the mastermind setting up Beatrice's murder, and Matthew is going to set up Bernice's murder, and then we're going to try and solve what the other one has set up. Why do you have that look on your face, Matthew?
Don't call your twins names like that.
Beatrice and Bernice?
Don't do it. Don't do it to them.
Just
They already
similar.
look the same. They only look the same.
Already
You know what I
look
mean?
at-
And when
yeah.
mail comes, it's going to just be initial and last name. No one's going to know who it's for. I actually went out with a girl called Gemma, whose sister was called Jenna.
Oh no. That's not okay.
We should call her Jenny.
Because that's too...
Gem and Jen.
You would never know who you're calling for. I had a hard enough time growing up because my family was Eric, Karen, and Aaron. And when someone called on the phone, I didn't know who they wanted to talk to.
Because you can't hear anything out of the one ear, and you would always pick up the wrong side.
Yeah. Well, it's like, who knows? If they're not enunciating, I don't know if they want to talk to Eric or Aaron. Who knows? We must say, Ronald Hart's Game says, and since this is the Spanish version, you must say the names with the Spanish accent. Beatrice.
I will be doing the entirety of the stream in Spanish
Bernice.
from now on.
Yeah, in Spanish, in Espanol, por favor.
See.
So I'm gonna do a very quick overview of how solving the case works, and then we're going to go over how setting up the case works. And I will set up the case with Twitch. Matthew is going to take his headphones off and set up his case on his own.
Yeah. Paula's gonna set it up, then we're gonna do a quick murder, then we're gonna solve it. That's how it's
Then we're
gonna
going to solve the murder, yeah. Kestrel says, I love explain y'all. I will explain y'all this. Okay, I feel like that's a quality pun.
Alright. Daryl, and Daryl. Yeah, that's
Boy. Just a quick
All right.
little murder on me. Okay, so you will see here, now if we were playing this in person, we would have this board slightly different. We would have it like this, because this is the Beatrice side, and this here, actually let me go slightly closer. You can see this is the symbol for mastermind. I'm the mastermind, so it's pointed toward me. And this is the symbol for investigator. Matthew is the investigator, so it's pointed toward him. And then we have this side of the board for when he's the mastermind and I am the investigator. And we are going to go back and forth, taking turns doing our investigations and hoping to solve the other person's murder first.
What, Paula?
Moida. We're going to solve the other person's moida first.
Thank you.
So the way this is going to work is on my turn, we're actually going to have this flipped over, so I'll show you. Sorry, everyone, for the noise. I will be solving the murder of the moide of Bernice, and I'm going to roll these 3 dice. Okay. So I have here a toe tag, what I like to call the caterer's outfit. It means like the help. And then a magnifying glass. And actually, I'm going to turn my sheet over because this is how I'm going to keep track of what I'm figuring out.
El Glass Magnifico.
Oh, yes. And this is going to tell me the kinds of questions I can ask, the kinds of information I can gather on my turn. Now, you have...
El Glass Magnifico, Paula.
Sounds a bit more Italian to me, but Jay and Miguel will translate for us and tell us what we have said correctly and what we haven't. So I hope you're up to the task, Jay and Miguel.
My Spanish is great.
I'm working on mine because we're going to Mexico City.
We are going to Mexico, aren't we? But I know paella.
Mm-hmm.
I know Gaudi. I know Barcelona.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's 3 Spanish words.
I know the most important phrase that I think I can know as someone who will soon be a tourist in another country. Lo siento. I'm sorry.
How much? I'm sorry.
Megacorp in the game says El Glass Magnifico. Muy bueno. Okay.
El Glass Magnifico.
Emperor Keelich, thank you for that sub. Emperor Keelich has subscribed to this channel for 56
months.
That's incredible.
That's too long. Go somewhere else. That's
Happier
too long.
Here has the second most important phrase for me to know as a tourist, which is cerveza, por favor. Beer, please. Okay, so this determines what I'm going to be able to get information about on my turn. Now, I can re-roll these dice one time. I can re-roll any number. So actually, this is a pretty good roll because it's all different. But let's say I wanted 2 toe tags, right? So I might set that aside, and then I'm like, I'm going to re-roll these 2. Where is the restroom is a very important phrase. Yes, and that is
I know that one. You just kind of hold your crotch and do this dance and go like that.
I think, if I remember correctly, it's like, ¿Dónde está el baño?
Look, I went to Taiwan for a month. I don't speak any Chinese, so yeah. I did all right.
So I actually got exactly what I said randomly that I wanted. A second toe tag and then a...
The only time that'll happen in the whole game.
Oh, yeah. But then that's it. You're locked in. You only get one possible reroll, which you don't have to use, but you can. Right? Okay. So then you will use these on our little board here, which I'm now going to make it so that it is a little easier for everyone to read. You have different places you can put your dice. So let's talk about what the different places are. Let's say I want to use the toe tag. So the toe tag goes, I can do this up to 3 times and actually these decks, I don't have room on my table here, but these decks should actually, I think, be like this, because then it's like, oh, you get to pull from this deck, but yeah, I'm gonna have them up here. So I did get a little T on my board. Look, you can, I don't know if you can see, I'm really sad about it, actually.
It'll dry.
I got it right. Patsich and Jane Miguel say yes. Donde es el baño? Londibi says I nailed it. Thank you, high school Spanish class. You know how to ask, but you don't understand the answer. You know what, Fifth Wisdom?
Unless it's à la gauche or à la droite, I'm screwed.
I'm very sorry for the T on my board. Oh, that's such a bummer. Okay, that's okay.
Mine's fine.
Well, send me your copy of the game. So then I'll put my little toe tag die here to show this is where I'm using my die, and this lets me take 1 card from this deck. Now, in this deck, and what we're going to be doing, so it's actually going to be, because I'm asking about Bernice, not Beatrice, it's actually going to be from this deck, which Matthew is going to be in charge of just showing me. So what this shows is the type of damage a weapon does, which I will then mark off on my damage here, because I know this is showing me what kind of damage was not found on the body. So all these clues are going to help us eliminate possibilities. So in this case, and it tells us which specific weapon would leave this kind of damage. There's a lot of symbols in this game, but this is torn clothing. So I'd say, okay, it's not torn clothing, which means it can't be weapon 6, 10, 15, or 17, because those would all leave signs of torn clothing, which you can see like here. Weapon 6, which is like a blunderbuss,
that
would leave
also gives us some
clothing.
really cool information as well, because we know what room those items were in.
Yes.
So they're kind of
number 6, weapon 6 is in this room.
So if we know if we eliminate all the weapons from one room, it means we can eliminate that room as part of the path that the murderer took to go and kill that twin.
Right.
Which is a sad thing to me to say as a twin myself.
Yeah.
But so that's useful, because one of the other things we're going to try to do is we're going to try to we want to try to trace the route that they took, because that's going to, the better that we can do that, the more information we can glean from. It closes in our possibilities. We go, well, because each murderer is going to have moved 4 spaces essentially to end up in the bedroom where the body was found. So if we know that they were not in this room and not in this room, we go, okay, so they're probably on this side of the house maybe. Or we might say, we know that they went through this room because we found the weapon. We know they went through this room, which means we know they didn't go through this room and this room and this room. That's impossible for them to have got there in time, which means it couldn't be this, it couldn't be that, it couldn't be that. We can cross a bunch of other stuff off, which is going to get us closest to the answer, because we're both trying to go back and forth, and each round we're going to have a chance to say, have you solved the murder? And who can do that at the quickest? It's a race between both master sleuths, if you will.
Yes, thank you so much for the follow. P-Fired and Offbeat Odyssey. Yeah, it is impressive we both managed to kill one twin in the same bedroom without each other noticing. The the floor layouts are the same except mirrored. Just as a note. Okay, so then let's say I use this magnifying glass die. So that can be placed in any of these rooms with a magnifying glass. And what that is going to tell me is if there is evidence of the motive in that room. So one of the things we have to figure out 3 things in this murder. We have to figure out who did it, what their motive was, and the weapon that they used. And their motives are these different numbers. So, and we can read these numbers correspond with actual motives in the rule book, which I'll pull up so that we can read them when we have it solved. But like Desmond Duncan is only associated with motives 1, 2, or 3. So if in this room, the guest room, I believe, is there evidence of a motive? There's only 2 on here that could have evidence of the motive in the guest room. And so if you're like yes or no, that's going to start to help you narrow down which suspects are possibly the killer and which motive is possibly the correct motive.
Because if we have ruled out that it's not motive, because they have to have all 3 of these boxes ticked underneath them, essentially. So if we've ruled out that it definitely, we know it didn't happen in the portrait picture room, the office room, or the bathroom, we know it can't have been Desmond, because those 3 motives all his 3 motives are ruled out. Right. So we know it can't be him, so we can move on to a different suspect, if you will.
Okay, then the next thing is, okay, let's say we have the help here. So you can do, with the help, you can do 2 different things. So you can either say, I want to know, did any of the help see anyone move through the office? So you would put it here, and you would say, you would pick 2 of the suspects. So we have these letter cards, and they represent each of the suspects by the letter of their name. Desmond Duncan, this one's Quentin Quills, Yuriko Yagami, Zachariah Zilber, Emily Eckert, and Remedios Del Real. So I would pick 2 of these. Let's say Desmond and Quentin, and I will say, okay, D and Q, did they come through?
No.
I'm saying, I'm so sorry, everyone. You're
mixing
absolutely
the 2
correct.
things up.
You're absolutely correct.
So the first thing you can do is you can
file that information away for later. This just tells me Matthew has to tell me 3 people who did not come into this room. So sorry.
Yes. So the information is going to be either you can see there's footsteps in each of these rooms. It's either going to be eliminating people who were in that room or not. The first time you ask, you can ask you have to say 3 people. Second time you ask about the same room, it's 2 people, which will give you possibly the evidence that someone went through that room. If so, who? Well, maybe no one went to that room.
Right.
So it's not guaranteed evidence.
Right.
But the other thing you can do is you can ask, did anyone go between these 2 rooms? That's how you can... Did they see anyone open this door, essentially, from the portrait room to the garden room, I guess, the conservatory?
Well,
you know,
and you don't ask specifically because you pull 2 cards from the deck, and it will show you...
These are all room cards. Like
connections that were not made.
Yeah. So you can find out connections that aren't made, so you can try and find out which connections have been made.
Okay, what is next? This is testimony. So basically, if you pull this, you could put it here. And this is the one
gossip.
Where you put two cards, and you say, hey, have Quentin or Desmond said anything about each other that might provide evidence for their motive? And then you would look and see if they have, which is a thing that will make more sense during setup.
Because 2 people will have definitely been speaking about only the murderer. Yeah. Essentially, only one, like, not always because there's red herrings, as you'll see in setup, but if 2 people have been speaking, so in Desmond's case, if Y, Yoroko, and Z, Zachariah have both been speaking about Desmond, we will have the Y and the Z in that column under the 1. They'll both be crossed out, which means, unless Paula put a purposeful red herring here, that means it's starting to look very likely that was maybe the motive and the murderer. So,
yes. Okay, what else do we have? So we have this side of the die, which means you're basically interrogating. And when you do that, that goes on one of these. You pick, again, 2 people. Let's say this time I want to pick Remedios de Real and Emily Eckert. And I will show these on their portrait sides. Good request, Patsich. You can either say, hey, I want to know their favorite weapon. So their favorite weapon type, which could be blunt, ballistic, sharp, poison, or like smothering. And so I could learn that about them, or I could learn their starting room. So these 4 at the bottom are the rooms that people start in. All suspects are in one of these 4 rooms. The only one who moves out of the room is the murderer. So everyone else is like, it's their alibi. This is where I was during the murder. But the actual killer will say they were there, but actually that's just where they started, and then they moved through the building to get to the bedroom for the murder. Is there any die side I'm missing? I think that's all of them.
Multi-side dice, did we do that one?
Yeah, that's the one I just did.
No, we did the waistcoat, we did the gossip, the toe tag. Magnifying glass, we did that. Mm-hmm. That's about the evidence in the room. That's all the dice, and that's how you ask questions.
Yeah, and we'll talk through these deductions and what the information we're gathering means as we go, because that will help kind of solidify it. And some of this will get solidified as well as we go through setup. So do you think we should do the setup now, Matthew?
Yes.
Okay. So now for setup, I'm going to set that aside. We are now going to both flip over to our mastermind side of our sheet. So I'm going to go on the Beatrice side, and Matthew is going to go on the Bernice side. And we are going to determine the killer, the motive, and the weapon for both of us. So Matthew's going to do his on his own, and he's going to take his headphones off.
I do kind of need to listen through to what you're doing so I know the way to go through all of it so I don't make a mistake.
Okay, so I will not say out loud what I'm choosing. Just don't watch the stream. How about that?
Give me a second. I'm actually going to pop chat out and turn
and we have, so we don't need to use it because we are not in the same location, but there are these little shields to hide your information from the other players. And on this side, they have information about what you need to do. Yes.
I'm actually going to turn the chat off, the stream off completely.
Okay.
because that means that you can speak to chat and talk to chat without me seeing what is in chat. So I will no longer be able to see chat at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So people can say things in chat that I can't see. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Okay. So what are we doing then? We pick
So first,
pick a murderer.
Pick a murderer, and it can be any of these people. And you are going to write their letter right up here. So I'm going to do this randomly. I'm going to take our cards, our suspect cards, and I'm going to shuffle, and I'm just going to pull one. And that's how we're going to decide, chat, which murderer
I chose Emily Eckhart.
Yeah, Board Game Bree says, okay, gang, this is our chance to talk about Matthew.
I chose Emily Eckhart.
That's what you said last time we played?
It wasn't Emily Eckhart, was it?
Nope.
Who did you pick?
I am not going to play that game. This is who I've picked, everyone. Okay. So then a motive. Now, here you will see that we only have these 3 motives available to choose from. So we just need to pick which one we want it to be. Charles Furrow has redeemed an improvised song about you. Remind me, we'll do it at the very end of the stream. Says, I don't know how this works. I will improvise a song about you, Charles, if you would like. Just remind me at the end of the stream. So let's say, and once you've picked a motive, you check all the boxes underneath that motive. Let's do this one. So I'm checking these boxes, and these are saying who has basically given testimony against them that corroborates, it proves that that's their motive for killing.
And it's also the third box is saying this is where the evidence is hidden in the house. So there's evidence in this room that proves that the murder happened, but it does not mean that they necessarily went through that room.
You're correct.
Just that the evidence is kind of like stashed in that room, maybe.
Yeah.
Think of it that way.
Okay. Then we pick their favorite weapon type. We pick the actual weapon that they used and which corresponds to a favorite weapon type. And it can be any of these. These, you can see they don't correspond with any of these motive columns because there's 3 motive columns and 5 weapon types. So we just want to pick well, actually, before we do that, we should plot their course through the house because you will pick a weapon based on one they could have gotten from one of these rooms. Oh, Mega Corbin Games says great explanation, Matthew.
I'm trying. Thank you.
So before we pick the favorite weapon, we should do all of the house stuff because there's only certain weapons available in the rooms, and this is one of the reasons why knowing the path they took in the house is important because it's going to help you narrow down the weapon that they used.
So first thing we need to pick out the room that they started in. At the bottom of the board, you can see that there's 4 rooms, and there's like 3 spaces for guests, and on the end, on the right hand side, there's a space for a murderer. Mm-hmm. So pick the room that they started in.
I'm going to say this one. And then you mark off one of the other boxes because there's room for 3 suspects. So if the murderer is in that room, there's only room for 2 other suspects. You're just going to mark off one of those boxes to remind you.
And then we get to pick a weapon, essentially.
Chart their route to the murder room. They have to go through 4 connections, so doorways. Think of all these boxes with arrows as doorways. They have to go through 4 exactly and end up in the bedroom where the murder takes place. I'm going to say...
Are you trying to be more devious this time than you were last time? Like, because we played this now, because we played this before now, so are you trying to...
Not necessarily. Are you?
Yes.
Interesting.
Also, I'm now realizing that I basically picked the route that's on the example last time I did this.
Oh, the last time we played, you basically did the example.
I didn't look at the example. I think I chose the exact route that's on there. No. Okay, so you should have 4 room boxes, essentially, doorways crossed off. And then we get to pick a favorite weapon.
2, 3, 4. So for chat, I'm saying that our murderer went from here into this room, through this doorway, into this room, and then into the bedroom to do the moida. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 connection boxes.
Picked a weapon.
And so, based on that, I will see, what weapons are available to me in all of the rooms that the murderer went through. Because imagine, as they went through a room, they picked up a weapon to use. So, let's say, and there's 1 of each type. No, that's wrong. There are 5 different weapon types, and there are only 4 weapons in each room.
In each room, yes.
Let's do... Let's do... I like this one. So I'm going to circle that here. I'm going to write the number of it here. And then I'm going to mark on here the type of damage it does. So this is the murderers. I have to be very careful what I'm saying out loud that I don't give anything away.
Yeah.
Favorite weapon type. So now we have set up who has done the moida.
We need to take those cards out of the deck.
Yes. We have planned our murder. Basically, is what I was going to say. But I was going to start talking about red herrings. But you're right. We need to do deck setup. So now we need to remove the evidence, just like in Clue. You take out the weapon, the murder in the room, and you hide them away. I was going to say,
just like a murderer, you hide the evidence.
You hide the evidence. Oh, that's good.
So there's gonna be 2 types of damage that the weapon that you use left. We're gonna remove those cards from the deck.
So
I will say, if you're gonna get anything wrong, don't get this wrong.
Don't get this wrong. It will mess everything up. So I can look here. This is the type of these are the signs this weapon leaves. Right there. I don't know how well you can see it. So I just need to go through, and any card that has that type of damage, I need to take out of the deck so that Matthew won't pull it. So that's the one. And you look for the other one. That's the other one. So that's what kind of damage our weapon does, and we are putting that away, and we're going to shuffle the rest of these cards. Is Matthew speaking from experience about hiding evidence? Okay.
I've stolen a lot of treats from places I shouldn't have had treats from.
Now we need to do the same thing about our connections. So we need to go through our help deck where they say, we saw this person go through here. We didn't see these people go through here. And we need to pull out the connections that we made. So I need to very carefully go through all these cards and take out anything that shows this one matches that. No, not that one. This one matches that. You can see there it shows you exactly what connection was marked off, and they show in colors which rooms are the ones that were connected. Malamike, actually, you didn't miss any camera issues, but you did miss me spilling my tea once again all over my game. Okay.
I'm just triple checking that I'm doing this correctly, just making sure.
Okay, this one. Oops. That's not the one I wanted to put over there. We have that,
What's cool is,
that.
we got the Spanish version. This is all language independent, right?
Oh, yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. other than the rules, which is which we have the English version of the rules in a PDF, and then that one. I think that's all 4 of my connections. I will double check real quick. Thank you, Camelus. Camelus is telling me that it looks correct what I've pulled. So we'll just do a quick see look. 1. Let's do them in order. 2, 3, 4. Yes, those are the ones, so set those aside.
And now we're going to sprinkle in some red herrings, which
We gotta
makes
give
things...
some little false clues.
So we are going to add in 5 different types of hearsay kind of conversations going on, rumors and mistrusts. Essentially, 5 other of these boxes that have letters below next to them. Is that correct, Paula? But
yes.
never. But we can't put so many in, or we make a false lead essentially. So you can't. So yeah.
Yeah, so basically the only motive that can have all 3 check boxes checked is the murderer and the motive. Anything else is, you can have 2 of the check boxes, but you can't have all 3.
So we're going to do 5 of the conspiracy kind of ones, if you will, and 3 of the evidence in the room.
The room evidence, yeah. So let's do... Here, 1, 2. I'm just going to do this randomly. 3.
I think there's stuff you could be doing at this time to really, you know what I mean? To make it harder. And 5
4.
of these.
5.
I have also done 5.
Okay. Then we pick 3 evidence rooms.
Evidence. Yep, I've done that as well.
So let's do 1. 2. And...
I like Apollo's like, I'm doing this at random. Let's pick 1. This
3.
one.
I did the other ones at random, but I did my room evidence not at random.
And then we're going to pick a favorite weapon for everyone. So
doing this in a pin feels so brave. This is double forte. I'm only doing it because in a pin because I'm hoping it will make it easier for y'all to see on camera than if I was doing it in a pencil. But otherwise, I would 100% be doing pencil. Okay, then everyone gets a favorite weapon.
Yeah.
So we will circle a favorite weapon.
Or what's favorite weapon type, essentially?
Yes, sorry. A favorite weapon type for each suspect. And then we'll put every suspect in a starting room, give them all an alibi, and then we're ready to start investigating. So... this one, this one, this one. And people can have the same favorite weapon type. This one. And how about... this one. Okay. Oh, Daryl Andrews says, my friend laminated their copy, and with the eraser marker, it makes me feel so much better. I love that, laminating it, yeah. Ooh, hello, my name is 11 says, colored pencils are my best friend for awkward guests. That would have been really smart too, colored pencils. All right, y'all give me good tips. Good tips. Now I'm going to put all of the suspects in a room. Now remember, the room where the murderer is can only have 2 other suspects in it. If I want to put 2 in there. So let's say... I'm just gonna write their initials in here. This is that. then let's do this here. And there. And
Now, Paula won this last time we played. I'm going to throw that
I
out there.
did win this.
And I was not close. I said, is it this then? And she was like,
no.
No, it's not.
It was not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I just need to put that person in a room. I'm going to put them here.
Girl, I got calluses.
I'm sorry. It's from your workouts.
They're kind of unsightly. I'm picking one off right now.
Okay. Okay. So do you have all your people assigned to a room?
Do you want to see this callus?
No, I don't. No. I don't think anyone wants to see it. Hi, middle class Joe. Eee! Okay. I think we're ready to go.
We are.
And that's the setup.
And that's the setup. In Awkward Guests 2, we're trying to solve a murder, as also as plan a murder. And I'm Canadian.
And I'm
So no
Canadian.
So no one expects me.
Middle class Joe says, since I'm sure no one has already made the joke, Awkward Guest 2, Electric Boogaloo. No one has made the joke. You were the first one. So
It's actually died twice. Like Die Harder. Died twice.
Oh.
Because there's 2 deaths in the game.
That's right.
Look, I'm getting paid
2 deaths, 2 furious.
2 deaths, 2 furious. That would be good.
That's a good one. Matthew, would you like to go first?
Yes, please. All right, I'm gonna roll some dice.
Whoa. There's some chatter in chat about. Okay, wait. Camilla says, I think you just can't have 2 complete columns on the same person. Multiple people could have a column filled. And Megacorping Game says you are correct. Okay, so we got that slightly wrong. Thank you for that a clarification. And then Megacorpin says, yes, it will probably be easier to rule out suspects. Let's see how the game goes. Oh, so if we had... Oh, well, that's okay.
Well, neither of us are playing on hard mode, and no one would want to watch that anyway.
No one wants to watch us go.
Oh, God. How does this...
Unless you do. 2 decks or not 2 decks? That is the question, says Bree.
All right.
Okay.
I might be thinking about a swift reroll, actually.
So, Matthew, what have you rolled on your dice? And I'll show to everyone.
I'm doing a reroll.
Okay. Matthew's re-rolling.
It's remarkably similar to what I just rolled, actually. All right, I have 1 toe tag, 1 multiple choice, and 1 the hell.
1 toe tag, 1 multiple... When you say multiple choice, do you mean the interrogation one?
The one that has multiple symbols on, yes.
A knife and a location?
Yes.
Okay. And then, sorry, what was the last one?
1 help.
All right. This is what Matthew has rolled.
All right. I will firstly ask. I can get 2 favorite weapons, can't I? With this.
Yeah, you'll ask about 2 different people.
Yeah, can I get the favorite weapon, please, of D and E?
Okay, now this means if Matthew asks anything else about 2 specific people, he cannot ask about D and E, Eckert and Duncan this turn. So, the favorite weapons of Emily Eckert and Desmond Duncan. And so now I look at what I marked on here. Okay, so Duncan's favorite weapon type is bludgeoning.
That's the first one, right?
Mm-hmm. And Emily Eckert's favorite weapon type is sharp, which is like the shark fin.
Excellent. Okay, so that's that dice done.
Okay.
Next thing I'm going to ask is for some forensic evidence, please. So could you draw me a card?
I will. So Matthew is going to see the kind of residue that our murder weapon did not leave.
They weren't electrocuted. I guess.
This is so hard. Hold on, sorry. Let me pull up. Let me pull this up because I want to be able to say all the right things.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Paula's thematic.
Will this also help us because it's gonna at the end we'll read the actual.
Sure.
Where?
Is it poison? Scalding?
Why can't I?
So it wasn't weapon 4? It wasn't weapon...
Oh, sorry.
Go
It wasn't
on.
weapon 4, 7, 15, or 20.
Okay. That's lots of information.
Hold on. I'm pulling up the thing. I thought I had the link, and then it wasn't there, so I just need to pull it up from here.
I'm ready to solve.
You are not ready to solve. Here it is. Okay. At the end of this is all the symbols. Okay, there we go. This is burn marks.
That makes
So
sense.
the weapon does not leave any burn marks.
Okay.
All right, what will you do with your help die?
Could I ask for connections, please? Rooms.
Yes, so Matthew is doing this, which will get him 2 cards out of this deck. We'll show him 2 doorways that were not entered. So the first one is...
I definitely get 2, right?
You definitely get 2.
That's right. I just want to make sure. It literally says 2 times. So they didn't go from the briefcase to the portrait, the entry hall to the gallery.
I think that's the guest room to the gallery.
We've all got a gallery, Paula. No one's impressed.
And then they also did not go from the office to the bathroom. Yeah, everyone here is awkward, I think.
Okay. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Paula, what happens if I try to solve the case and I'm wrong?
Well, I was going to talk about that when we got to that phase of the game, but if
Oh, okay.
Matthew
No.
tries to solve the case and I don't, which will happen, we'll have a chance to do that after I do my investigation phase. If Matthew tries to solve the case and I don't, he can then guess the 3 things: murderer, motive, and weapon. If he is wrong, I get a free guess. I get a free die roll for evidence. I get to look at the thing, and then I get a free guess. If we both guess and we're wrong, we just keep going. If one of us guesses and they're right, they win. Yeah, we point and laughs as D-walls. Okay, so now we flip all this over because now we are looking at the Beatrice case where I am investigating. So I'm going to roll my dice.
This works just as well over Zoom as it
Bernice.
would in real life.
Yeah, it works really well. Oh, so these go back over here. You know what? I won't re-roll. I have I have 3 different things, so why not? Okay.
I kind of want to read the same thing so I can narrow down on one thing and get really caught up on one thing while the other person solves the murder.
Well, it helps to narrow down one thing is gonna start to help you narrow down a lot of other things.
Over the things.
So.
Yeah. But it takes there's like a tipping point, right, between okay, now I know it's not this, and this on this one place.
Yeah.
I can then start. Because finding out one item of information isn't going to help you rule out one other thing. Normally, I don't think you need a couple cooperation. Tell you what,
Yeah,
I remember
corroboration.
Oh gosh, I remember when I did a murder.
I have
Honestly,
a toe tag, so let me
the
see
fun we
one
had-
weapon card.
It was actually very funny because it was an accident to begin with, but then everyone really did get into it. It was quite the summer. Well, Shakespeare camp.
Oh my gosh. Will you please show me a toe tag card so I can see the kind of weapon evidence not left on the body?
It wasn't.
That is bruising. It wasn't bruising, so the weapon did not leave bruises.
And once we've shown someone something, we discard that thing so they can't
Yes.
get the same information
So
twice.
it wasn't weapon 3. It wasn't weapon 5. It wasn't weapon 9. And it wasn't weapon 13, which is a bumblebee, which is hilarious to me. So I'm actually going to cross those out on my map here as well. Where are they at? So it wasn't weapon 3. It wasn't weapon 5. It wasn't weapon 9.
Oh, it was weapon 9.
No, it wasn't. Because that leaves bruising. And it wasn't a bumblebee, which is weapon 13. Huh, which makes sense because that's in the, like, garden, conservatory, whatever area.
I think the weapons are in rooms that... Some of the
Makes
weapons are
sense
in
to
rooms
them.
that
Yeah.
make sense to them where
Totally.
they would be.
Completely, yeah. Okay, so that's
Like,
some info.
I keep my gun in my office. That's where I keep my gun.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
And I keep my blunderbuss, which I don't count as my gun because it's more of a
it's totally
recreational
different.
tool.
Yeah.
I keep that. Where is it? In the garden because of critters.
Right, it makes sense. It's good for
if I
those
see a
gophers,
squirrel,
you know?
If I see a squirrel,
You become Elmer Fudd.
because my whole wall is full of just mounted squirrel heads. Drives my dog insane.
I would like to know if there's any evidence of the motive in that garden room. So Matthew's going to tell me if any of these little planter symbols are marked off. There's only 2 are marked off on his sheet.
So I tell you who has those.
If they're marked off, you have to tell me which one specifically, or both, or neither.
Okay, so I have... There's one, there's the other. One of them is marked off.
Okay, which one?
Under motive 7.
So Quentin Quills. There is evidence in this room of a motive that Quentin Quills might have. But not motive 13. So because of that, I know motive 13 is not the motive. Because all 3 things have to be done. So I'm just going to mark that out. I am now nervous of doing this in a pin. I've now gotten just very nervous.
Don't they?
Okay, and then I have the help. And I think I will get connections cards. So please show me 2 cards of connections.
And that one.
Wow, thank you so much for showing them really nicely.
That's the best I can do for you, I'm afraid, under the circumstances.
Okay, so did not go from the bathroom into the bedroom. I'm going to mark that with a big ol' X. All right, and what was the other one? Did not go from the cloakroom into the dining room. Okay. And that is my turn. So now we secretly choose. We have these cards. This one means I'd like to keep investigating. This one means I'm ready to solve. And we secretly... Yeah, the bathroom on the left is massive. Yeah. We secretly say, and except we know what the other person's going to say, and we will reveal at the same time, we are both going to keep investigating. So everything flips back over so that Matthew can continue investigating about Beatrice.
And we don't have to go like Paula first this time, me first next time, because we both have one turn that we try to solve, so it makes a difference.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So
roll.
now it's you again.
Well, dice is cocked. Paula?
Yeah.
Cocked.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Okay, that's actually good, because that's... Okay,
Yeah, that
those
happens.
2 are... these are the same 3 dice as last time. But I like... I'm going to re-roll this, because I like the evidence. I want magnifying glasses. I think that's a really strong ability. I didn't get one, so don't worry about that. All right, so could I ask Paula...
What are your 3 dice so that the audience knows?
We have a investigation die. The multiple choice die. What are we calling that?
That is interrogation. Because you are literally going to those people and saying, what weapons do you like?
I'm
what's
holding
your
the knife.
alibi?
You can see that I'm holding the knife and I'm going up to everyone in the house.
Yeah.
Where are you on the night of October 4th?
Exactly.
Where are you in 2001 on September 10th?
Killing bugs.
Sorry, there is a right there now. It's really driving me nuts.
Thank you, Jelly Bones, for that follow. Okay, what are your other
Oh,
ones?
I hit my computer.
Oh, great. Everything's ruined.
I got it that time. I got it.
You had to turn off the camera so we didn't see evidence of your murder.
Yeah, I just did a murder. But
Thank you for the follow, Didymus.
Quickly sanitize my hands because I just wiped a dead bug off it. Okay, so. Okay, I would like to know.
Wait,
Paula,
what are your other 2 dice?
toe tag and gossip.
Okay.
Hearsay,
All right.
rumor.
What would you like to know?
Okay, I'll do two more favorite weapons, please. This time, Quentin and Remedios.
All right. This is who Matthew has chosen. What are their favorite weapon types?
You see, I'm trying to be systematic.
Yes. You're just going down in order.
I hope it wasn't Zachariah because I might be systematic,
It's gonna take you a while.
I'm gonna be systematic, but I think I'm gonna try and go in different directions. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Quentin Quill's favorite weapon type is ballistic, so the little flame symbol.
Yep.
And Remedios Lalial's favorite weapon type is smothering.
So the lungs. Okay. That's that one. Next, I would like to ask about forensics, please. So can I have another forensic die? My turn it's similar starting off in the last one.
All right, here you go. This weapon did not leave evidence.
It wasn't in an electronic door.
It wasn't on the Star Trek Enterprise. There were no signs of a fight.
Gotcha. Conflict.
So, yeah, Kimo says, I would be concerned that when asked, they actually had a favorite weapon type.
Oh,
So
that's
this is-
annoying. That matches up with another thing, so I'm only going to get 3 pieces of evidence from that.
Weapon 2, 7, 12, and 17.
Okay. 12 and 17. And the last, thank you very much, Fuller. I appreciate you
You
immensely.
are
The next,
so
I would like
welcome.
to ask about hearsay, please. So,
All right, what 2, other than Quentin and Remedios?
did,
Wait, where it says knives. I mean, what?
did Yagami and Zilber talk about each other?
I love the way Zachariah Zilber looks. Looks like he belongs on the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney World. Okay.
Yeah, he actually does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
When I was 7 years old,
Zilber.
Paula, that ride.
It's
did
scary. I love it. Okay.
When
Uh,
I've only ever been to Disneyland once, and that was when I was 7. And the thing shows up behind you.
yeah.
You know, like
It follows
that.
you home.
And I was too small to go on to like Big Thunder Mountain.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that tip. I think that was from Didymus. Thank you so much for that. That
Thank
is
you
so
so much.
kind.
And I stopped in a hotel, which I believe they've renamed for their own reasons.
Oh, because it was named something that you're like,
They've
"Ooh,
gone-
maybe we shouldn't call it that.
Let's just rename this
Yeah. So
Western Hotel.
got it. Zilber has been giving gossip about Yagami.
Dirty, rotten scam.
So you can check the Y under motive 17. But Yagami has not been talking about Zilber. She's kept Zilber's name out her mouth.
Isn't that the other way around? If Zachariah has been talking about Urigami, then there's Z under... Oh, I guess maybe you're right. Maybe the way my brain thinks about that is wrong. So the Y under 17 is...
Oh wait,
yes.
maybe you're right. I might have described that backwards. The Y is checked under 17 and the Z's are not checked for Yagami.
So
Sorry, I think you're right. I
Yagami has been
described that.
talking about
Yagami
Zachariah.
has given evidence against Zachariah.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I
But
said that backwards. Thank
But
you.
the other way around is not true. So I'm gonna actually... So I'm Xing the Y, but I'm gonna circle those two Zs, which actually leaves out two, which actually rules out two motives.
Yeah.
So it can't be 15 and it can't be 14, which is actually really good information. Because in some of these, there's doubles. So if you can ask those questions that highlight the doubles, you could technically rule out. You could potentially rule out 4 motives in one batch. Maybe.
I bet
the doubles don't line up.
Don't line up. I bet you're right.
Everything they've done, they've also done maths with, and that's what they did in like Scandalo and stuff. And like they did maths to make.
It's like when
a
game designer made the game.
It's like when Stefan Feld does it, right? And he goes, I could do this, this, and this, which would get me 3 points. But I could also do this. That gets me. They both get me 3 points. Darn it.
All right. It's me
Thank
now.
you, Paula.
Thank you. Do I want this? I am going to. This will be good.
I've got the song You Can't Keep a Good Dog Down from All Dogs Go to Heaven in my head.
Interesting. I'm going to re-roll these 2. Oh, okay, cool. That's fine. All right, this is what I have. I re-rolled one of the symbols that I had already, and I rolled it twice now. So, okay. So let's start then with, so I have 2 of help and 1 gossip testimony.
There's a word for when, in a crime drama, when there's a word, it's a French phrase for when they finally get all the suspects into one room, and then the detective does his thing.
Is it the Poirot?
No, it's not Belgian. But it's when they do that. There's a French phrase for what that is, and I can't remember what it is, and I'm hoping someone in chat knows what it is, because I don't remember.
Too bad Reality's not here. I bet he would know. Cause he French. I would like to get a connections card, please. Give me a card with my caterer's vest on it.
So 2 room cards, yeah?
2 room cards, yes. Yeah, the coup de grace.
I don't think it's called the coup de grace. It's a
Didymus says, nah, that ain't it. Oh, Palma Masiski wants us to buy followers and viewers. Oh my gosh. We'll deal with that in a second. Nobody click on that link. I'm going to deal with that in a second. First, I have to go, this is good info. Okay, so not between the portrait room and the garden room.
Yeah.
I ban you. Get out of here. Okay, what's the second one? Can you show that to me right way up, please?
There is nowhere in the rules it tells you they must show the cards.
Why are you trying to be confusing? Okay, so not between... Wow, this has ruled out some very important things for me. So not between the office or the garden room. Because I definitely was like, maybe they went through the garden room. If they did, it would have to be the last one. Because the only way out of the garden room would be into the bedroom. And if that's true, they have to go 1...
Paula is so many steps ahead of me already, I could just tell. But then again, Paula, you play deduction games, don't you?
3, 4, it could be, yeah, I like deduction games.
You're classically a deduction game enjoyer, right? Whereas I like awkward guests, and I like Scandalo, and I like this. But I'm not necessarily a deduction game enjoyer overall. I played a game called Alchemists, which is the first deduction game I ever played.
I've heard that's very...
And we played for 2.5 hours or 3 hours, and we all just went, we're all wrong.
I've heard lots of things about that one, yeah.
We all went, wow.
Yeah, Camillus just said, alchemists. Acorn Squash.
Okay, no winner.
We'll just go. Acorn Squash, have a wonderful rest of your day at work. And yeah, Malamike says, well, that was an awkward guest to the chat, the person I had to ban. All right, so my second one is, I have another, the help. So I think I'd like to know... I can't do the cards again. There's only one spot for that, so I have to ask about a specific room.
I'm going to get all the people in the same room and ask them if any of them feel led to speak.
Here's the thing. Does anyone feel led in their heart?
Does anyone feel led to speak?
So, oh, Kestrel, thank you so much for blocking some. That's actually really helpful. That's really smart. Let's hear it for the mods in chat. So there's only 2 ways into the murder room, and it's through here or here, right? Because we've crossed out this way that no one went in through the bathroom to the bedroom. And so now all that's left is, I mean, there's only 3 ways in to begin with. So I want to know, they could have gone through here, but they could have gone through here. Tell me 3 people who did not move through the office. Oh yeah, __ says Jacques. I like that as the... Board Game Bree says TV Trope says it's called a summation gathering, popularized by Agatha Christie.
Is it really?
Megacorp in Game said I had a good deduction. Mel Mike says I feel like Matthew is talking to Paula as she's deducing. Next level game strat. Matthew likes to try and do distractions.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Trying to figure out the best 3 people to tell me.
What am I asking you now?
3 people who did not move through the office room with the desk lamp.
D, E, and Q.
Ah, 3 in order. Okay, so D, E, and Q did not come through the office room. Doesn't mean that anybody went through it, but... All right, and my last one is Gossip. You know what? I want to know about Quentin and... I want to know about Quentin and... So, Quentin Quills and Yuriko Yagami. Have they been talking about each other?
Quentin Quills and Yuriko. No.
No, not at all?
No.
So, Yuriko has not said anything about Quentin. And Quentin has not said anything about Yuriko. So that rules out this, that rules out this, and that rules out this. Because there's no testimony evidence for those 3 motives. Okay. That's me. So... yeah, so now we will say if we're ready to do any guessing. So when you're ready to reveal, we'll reveal at the same time if you want to make a guess. You get 3. Also, I should say, you get 3 guesses in the game. So if you get wrong, you mark one of these off. You get up to 3 guesses. Ready?
Sorry, yes.
1, 2, 3, reveal. We both want to keep investigating, which I think makes sense. Okay, because we've only done 2 rounds of investigation each. All right, so now this flips over to the Beatrice side. All right, Matthew. What you got?
All right. I'll keep these.
Kestrel, that's amazing. Kestrel's gone through and added a lot of blocked terms that will hopefully just keep those kind of spam chats from happening in chat at all. All right, what'd you roll?
Okay. You should just bear with me 1 second.
Sure.
Okay. All right. I would ask a conversation, please. who's been talking about who. So, I would like to know the following. I'm going to turn my page over so I actually can work out this murder. Could you tell me, Paula, please? Man, I know nothing. Could you tell me Q and Y?
I'm so sorry. What die are we doing here?
A conversation die.
Yeah, and you want Q and Y.
That would be good, please. Q and Y. Which I think I didn't ask last time. But I did ask. No, I asked Z. I asked Z and Y.
Q and Y. This is who I asked last time. Okay. So, Y has not said anything about Q. So, none of the Y's under Quentin are checked off.
Okay.
But Quentin has given testimony against Yuriko Yagami.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
What?
I should have asked that because I've already got that. So I knew it's not 14 anyway, so.
Oh, well, 14 has, yeah. Well, then it sounds like Quentin is full of lies.
Oh, yeah, that means Quentin's been lying. But it's just one of the red herrings. That's not actually like a motive, right? Okay, next I'd like to ask about I've not rolled a single die that I wanted to roll. You know what I mean? That's the investigation. I will ask about some more rooms, please. With the
help.
This help die.
So connections, all right. So we've got. They did not go from tea room to backyard.
Which is at the front of the house for some reason.
And they did not go from dining room to gallery.
Okay. And next, I would like to ask the final two preferred weapons, please.
Aha, so we've got an interrogation die, which we'll put here. So that is for, well, here's the thing. Unfortunately, you...
Oh, I already asked about...
Because you already asked about, you already used Yuriko Yagami.
Gosh,
so would you like to ask about something other than weapons, or do you still want to do...
No, I'll ask something else.
Yeah. So you have... You were thinking about things.
I can get
you can get alibis.
Room.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get some starting room information then?
Yes. Who would you like to know? D, E, R, or Z? Or both. You get two, so you get to choose two of them.
D and E.
D and E. Duncan and Eckert. All right. Duncan claims to have started in the coat rack room. And Eckert swears she was in the backyard with the bench the whole time.
Okay.
Okay. So now we...
Hold on. So that's possible.
Didymus, yes. It's basically like Clue, but this is a 2-player version of it, but it is way more like strategic than
It's
Clue.
for a hobby. It's a lot more hobby game.
Yeah. I was saying actually at the start of the stream, Didymus, so I grew up, Clue is my favorite game growing up. And I've been looking for like a hobby level board game that would do what Clue did. And Awkward Guests, the first one, and this one, Awkward Guests 2, hits that spot for me better than anything else I've ever played. I genuinely really enjoyed these games a lot. Um. Okay, so Matthew, did you need to double check a card situation?
No, that's all good. I'm all good, I think.
For my information, do I have things correct?
You did say something that was slightly surprising to me, which I thought was a bit strange. But if I told you what that was, I feel like I'd be giving you extra information.
Well, look back through the connection cards and just make sure you have showed me all the correct ones.
I feel like you said a connection that was
Will you
impossible.
just show me again the connections that you'd already shown me to make sure I wrote them down right?
Okay.
And I'll say them out loud, and if something is feels wrong, then it might just be that the wrong card got pulled from the deck.
I want to just make sure. So I've shown you connection cards that are lamp to plant pot,
Okay, marked off.
portrait to plant pot,
Marked off.
cloakroom to knife and fork,
Great.
and I've shown you bathtub to lamp.
Bathtub to lamp. I marked that incorrectly. Okay. Thank you for catching that, Matthew. I marked the wrong one there, everyone. And luckily Matthew caught that. I was like, that's you, because I think I said, oh, they couldn't have gone in that way. And Matthew was like, oh, that's not, I haven't given you that information, basically. So this, I'm just going to do a big scribble here. And I'm going to draw a new little box. Because this one could still be it, because I marked the wrong thing. I marked that one. This is not information he'd given me. It was this one, bathroom to office.
Yeah, you said something that surprised me, and I thought, I don't know if that's something that you could have ruled out.
Yeah, because I had marked off
for.
bathroom to bedroom, and you're like,
Bedroom.
that's not the card I showed you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for catching that, because that would have messed up my entire deduction, probably, if I had just having the wrong room marked. So, okay. Appreciate you. All right, so now I roll the dice. You know what? I'm going to keep this. I've rolled 2 magnifying glasses and an interrogation.
Magnifying glasses is my favorite one.
It's good. It really helps you a lot, right? Bye, Abtruby. Thank you for being here. So before I interrogate anyone, let's get some evidence, I think. Okay, so let me rethink about some things.
My question to you, Paula,
Yeah.
is why are you being so nosy?
Because I'm an investigator. It is my job. Since we've been talking about this bathroom, tell me, is there any evidence I can find in the bathroom?
In Spanish, please.
Por favor. El baño evidence?
There is evidence in the bathroom.
Ooh.
And I heard him talking about the Metropolitan tiles that he enjoyed so very much in there. Desmond was raving about the bathroom.
Really? So it's under motive 3?
Yeah.
And then what about 15? That's the other bathroom spot. I'm just assuming no because you didn't tell me. So I don't think Yuriko Yagami did anything. I've marked off all 3 of her motives. Mega Corbin Game says, ha, lovely Spanish. I don't know the word for evidence, okay? I'll look it up later.
La evidencia.
Yeah. Hey, Siri. Do you hear the familiar way she just spoke to me? How do you say evidence in Spanish?
In Spanish, familiar way she just spoke to me, how do you say evidence is? By the way, if you have another request, you don't need to say Siri before you ask it.
De manera familiar, ella me acaba de hablar. ¿Cómo se dice evidencia?
She put the whole thing in Spanish. And by the way, you don't have to say my name.
When addressing me? Okay, Siri.
That is so funny. She said the whole thing in Spanish. ¿Cómo se dice evidence?
It's like when you are. I've seen people before when they are sending a text message through voice to chat and someone cuts them off. It's like, hey, honey, I'm just so you know, I'm gonna be, you stupid. And the whole thing gets sent. All right, what's the next
okay,
thing?
sorry. Okay, so we got the bathtub situation. That could be a red herring. I also want to know about. How about the cloakroom? Is there any evidence in the cloakroom? La evidencia.
Yeah. I saw him putting his coat up a couple times and he took it down. I mean, he might have slipped something into his pocket, Paula. Zachariah Zilber.
Oh my gosh, Zachariah, you crusty old ghost. Okay, but not Real.
No.
Okay. Cross that out. Alright. And then I will be doing some interrogating. And I would like to find out. Let's do some favorite weapons. Favorite weapons. I would like to know the favorite weapons of a Duncan and a Zilber, since I have some evidence about them. Duncan, Zilber. Favorite weapons?
Duncan is all about the poison, I guess.
'Cause he's all about that poison, wants to kill him. So the little, like, money bag looking thing?
Yeah, I was going to say money bag, but it's poison like a poison pot, I think is what it's
What if it was just like a coin purse? They love killing people with coin purses.
They just beating people up around the head with the gold lamp. And what was the other one? Zilber?
Zilber.
He'd been carrying around a sword.
Been carrying around a sword.
And
So
a
he
butcher
likes
knife.
Pointy things.
And he was also seen with something that's like a bayonet.
And looks
Not
like
even
maybe
attached
some
to a
garden
gun.
shears, you know?
He'd actually attached the bayonet to his arm.
Oh. Wow.
So he was shaking people's hands and does a bayonet.
Wow. I feel like they should have seen that coming, but... okay. Gosh. I don't feel ready to make any guesses.
I am ready to solve.
Are you?
No.
I was like, are you about to make a guess?
I'm just hoping I was hoping you'd go, okay, then I'll solve, and then I was gonna show you the non-solving one, and you're gonna make a guess.
I'm not quite ready.
Nowhere
I need
near.
I need to re-roll some dice. I think I need to get more gossip. I think it will help me a lot to get more gossip if I can.
You can take the girl out of.
All right.
You can take the girl out of Daniels, North Carolina.
Matthews, North Carolina. You remembered
Is it Matthews?
Yes, you remembered it as Daniels because you knew it was one of y'all's names in Daniels.
Yeah, it's my brother's name.
That's funny.
Is it Matthews?
It's from Matthews, North Carolina. Yes, we've talked about that.
I always think it's Daniels because I guess it's just because of that's funny that I remembered it wrong. Man, twins, they're funny things, aren't they?
Twins
Crazy.
are funny. Okay, I think we have both revealed to each other we're going to continue investigating. So
I'm rolling some dice.
roll
Ooh,
some
yes.
dice, dude.
I'm keeping those two. And I'm going to roll
Hi,
that.
Slivers.
I like all three of my dice.
Ooh. Okay, what you
I
got?
re-rolled one, though.
Okay.
2 evidence and 1 forensic.
That's pretty good. Okay, what you want to do first?
I wish for evidencia
Mm-hmm.
to
The sale evidencia.
yes, the one. Valencia. For cloakroom.
The cloakroom with the coat rack. So you're looking for some stuff in the cloakroom. There ain't nothing found in the cloakroom, son. No evidence at all.
Okay. And now I would like evidence for.
Spiritual Warrior says, hi, I just came in. Is this game a lot harder to learn than Clue? I would say no. It's not harder to learn than Clue. personally.
No, not particularly.
I don't. I think it's the deduction is trickier. Like actually solving the case is trickier. But learning it, I don't think it's harder. There's a few more moving parts to it, but I think you'll get it totally.
So I know it could be one of those.
Also, thanks for being here.
Can I ask for evidence of the briefcase, like the luggage room, please?
Yes, in the guest room. There's no evidence there either.
Damn. Well, that's actually. I mean,
that helps you rule out a lot of things.
I've ruled out 4 motives.
Oh man, Hello, My Name is 11 says, you know what sounds like pure comedy gold? The two of us co-op playing Final Girl. Honestly, we might have to do that. I think that sounds pretty fun.
We'll see about that. Alright, and the last one, I'd like to ask for some forensics, please.
Alright.
Do you know what I should have done is ask for the forensics first.
Oh, and then that could have given you room information.
Because I could have ruled out room information. Yeah, that actually might be a smart way to do it.
Well, we'll think about that next time. Thank you so much for that subscription with your Prime, Didymus. Alright, no bruising. Sorry, I got confused, but it's because I've seen the bruising card. I was like, wait, didn't I already show this to you? No, you showed it to me.
So that's 3, 5,
3, 5, 9, and 13. It looks like.
Okay. I'm gonna put a big cross through these.
You've ruled out a fair number of weapons there. Okay.
Yeah, I've ruled out quite a few weapons, and if I can rule out one more specific weapon, that would actually help me rule out that would help me rule out a character, even though I've got no information about that character.
That's cool.
Apart from one thing, which is their preferred weapon, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, it is me.
So that would shortcut me to getting... It would feel like a shortcut almost for me to get 3 motives out and a whole character, a whole person out, essentially.
Ooh, should I have toe tag, magnifying glass, and interrogation. So I know I said I wanted... This is all good stuff. I do feel like I want gossip, but this could also be good. Okay, I am going to do... I'll leave these. I will actually leave these. Okay, give me a toe tag. Let me see some weapon evidence. Okay, no, I think that's
It wasn't
bleeding.
the Nickelodeon logo.
Yeah, no heavy bleeding. And so that is... Oh, man. I already had one of those. What?
3, 8, 12, and 16.
I already had 3 marked off, so I'm sad. 12.
Well, the thing is, you're more
16.
You're more likely the second time. You're so much more likely to hit another one because
Suff 117. Thank you so much for subscribing with your Prime. And yes, Jay and Miguel points out in other countries they call Cluedo, and it's true.
Yeah, I call it Cluedo because that's what we call it here.
Okay, so I'm going to mark these off. So that was 8. I'm just going to scratch these off the rooms. 12.
And 16.
Okay. Then I want to know... Gosh.
I'm going to cross all these weapons off the rooms. I've not been doing that.
Gosh.
So 2, 3, 4. So hold on. So 2, 3. That's actually a thing I really should have been doing. 4.
Let's do
5 and 7. Hold on.
Yeah.
9 and 12.
Camless is more like Clue don't. Clue don't when you can play awkward guess. You know what I'm saying?
13, 15.
I will never get rid of my copy of Clue, though. Fond memories. I wonder if one of us is gonna... I need to know. Okay, in chat.
17 and 20.
So I don't think Matthew and I are the type that's probably going to do much guessing until we feel fairly confident, right?
Yeah, depends how long the stream goes.
Yeah. Twitch chat, are you the kind that would, like, as soon as you get a small inkling, you'd be like, I'm going to guess and see if it's right? Or do you want to wait until you feel like you really know? Didymus, I have not played Clue in a very long time, but I have so much, like, love and nostalgia for that game. Yeah, Spiritual Warrior says they would wait.
All right, sorry, go on.
That's okay. Can I get a motive evidence for the portrait room?
Yeah.
Malamike says, I wait, but usually end up losing to people who take leaps.
Portrait room.
Ooh, Clue Museum Caper. I haven't tried that one, Spiritual Warrior.
It's all clear. All clear in the portrait.
All clear in the portrait room. So no motive 1 and no motive 16.
I was like, I didn't turn my sheet on. I was like, what's happening? But then I turned my sheet on. I was like,
Okay, and then I have an interrogation. I'm going to interrogate about starting rooms. I would like to know... I'm still suspicious of Zachariah Zilber and Desmond Duncan. So I want to know for D and Z, where do they claim their starting rooms are?
D
Their
and
alibis.
D and Z.
Yeah.
Okay, so D, Duncan started in the cloakroom,
Okay.
and Z started in the waiting room, as it were, the seat.
Oh, the bench?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. One, two. Either one of them could still be the killer. One. Well, actually. Depends on how they... I need to know how they got into the bedroom. Okay, I have things I want to find out. One, because they didn't go through here. So 1, 2, 3. I don't think it can be Duncan. If they didn't go through there. 1. They could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I don't think Duncan could get into the bedroom in 4 moves exactly without going from bathroom to office. 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2.
That's the whole thing.
2.
I don't really...
Oh, no, he could.
Feels like there's two ways, two sides to the investigation almost. Like the way they move around the house and then the other side of it. And the way they move around the house is just my brain can't cope with all of it.
But I was wrong though. Duncan could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4. So both of them still could make it in 4 moves from those starting places into the bedroom. I need more connection. I need more room connections. Okay.
Ready to solve?
Yeah, totally ready to solve. Not yet. Okay. All right, Matthew.
Okay, well, those aren't
Oh,
terrible.
someone asked, there are 6 total suspects, and they are these 6. Let me lay them out for you.
Oh, yeah. All right. Paula,
Matthew.
could I please have... I've got the interrogation dice, so could I please have
Mm-hmm.
the favorite weapons of Y and Z, please?
All right. Yagami loves bashing people in with blunt weapons,
It's not...
where Zilber would prefer poison.
That's actually annoying and good at the same time. Now I
Yeah.
think about it. Okay.
All right. What else?
Could I have some toe tag forensic evidence, please?
You sure can. The weapon did not leave, signs of an odor. There's no
Okay,
odor
I really want to
associated.
find one of these specific things, but it's
So that would
so
be
it wasn't
4, 5,
both I've already got.
14,
14 and 19.
and 19.
Okay.
I love
okay,
that that's
okay.
a plunger. 19, y'all, is a plunger. So it would leave an odor. That's gross, y'all. That's gross.
So this room. Okay, interesting. Okay, and the last one is some evidence. So I would like to know if there's evidence in the plant pot room.
All right. There is evidence of motive 13 in the plant pot room, but not of motive 7. So, evidence that might correspond back to Yagami, but not to Quentin Quills.
It wasn't Quentin Quills. I know that much. At least, I think I know that.
Ooh.
You're now thinking, oh, it was Quentin, and this is awkward.
Awkward, but that's the name of the game. Gosh, I'm feeling pressure now to really to figure some things out. I really want to know who's been talking about who. I want connections.
I'm gonna try to solve this in this time. I've got a hunch, and it's based on very loose evidence. But I thought, why not go for a hunch? Maybe I'll win on a hunch.
I like both of those. I want to re-roll this. Hey, okay. This is exactly what I'm after. Okay, so I want to know... Give me 2 connections cards, please, first with my help die. So show me rooms that don't exist. Okay. Well, the rooms exist, but no one went through portrait and office. Okay. Good. Didn't miss. We have both put together a murder, and we are both trying to solve the murder the other one put together. So we are in competition. Not from the office to the bedroom. Okay.
Does that leave you only one bedroom?
No, that
now?
leaves me 2 bedroom entrances.
Oh, there's 4, isn't there? Blooming heck.
There's 3 into the bedroom, and I think I still have 2
Yeah,
open.
3.
Yeah. But that could actually be... So now let's take a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think the only way in, if I'm making some leaps in logic here, but if it's either Zilber or Duncan, I think the only way either one of them could get there based on the doors we know people didn't go through is from bathroom into bedroom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because otherwise it's 1, 2, 3. That doesn't work. And it's 1, 2, yeah. Again, if those are the people, if it's someone who started in the tea room. Oh no, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. It could still be from garden to bedroom. Thank you so much for that follow, Tez914. Okay, so I want to know more, though, about... I'm very suspicious of Desmond and Zachariah. So I would like to know... Okay, gossip. I want to know about Zachariah and... Emily Eckert. Have they been talking about each other?
All right. So
Hi, Chopper Dan.
Zachariah has not been speaking about Emily, so there's no There's no mark in motive 4.
Okay.
But Emily has been talking about Zacharias. There is a motive in 17.
Ooh, boy, okay. And then I want to know about Duncan and Real.
Did you get 2 of these?
Sorry. I have another die. So sorry.
Okay.
So I'm spinning my other interrogation die. Excuse me, my other gossip die to find about the other 2.
All right. Duncan and Real?
Yeah.
Real has not been speaking about Duncan. So there's nothing in
motive
3.
3.
But
I'm getting real hunchy over here, y'all.
Duncan has been speaking about Real in motive 12.
Which I've already ruled, but not motive 10.
I don't have to tell you that.
Yes, you do.
I have to tell you both?
Yeah. You have to tell me everything they've been saying.
Not in 10.
Not in 10.
Oh yeah, I do, because that's how I was trying to solve a murder before, and now I remember. I was like, when I have to tell you the evidence, I don't want to do
it. Skipper Kiefer, thank you for following. And yes, Didymus, because the game's on Kickstarter, it won't come out there. They have to raise the funds, and then they'll be able to put it into production. So if you want to back it, then you'll raise the funds, and then when it's ready, they'll deliver it to you.
Ready to solve?
Okay. Give me a second to think, because if I can figure out... Okay. If it's Zacharias Zilber...
Why do you think I'm just going to use the restroom?
Okay. Y'all, Here, let me close up on this. I think... Now, I have a lot of things I haven't ruled out, but based on the information that I have... Yeah, the problem with guessing is if you get something wrong, you don't know what you got wrong. Skipper Kiefer says this is an instaback. Played awkward guess 1 too many times. What's great about this too is it's 2-player version, and it's just like way easier to do than the 2-player version of the first awkward guess. And it's like infinite replayability, right? Because you're creating the scenario every time. So I have 2 of the 3 marked here. I would need to find out if Yuriko Yagami has been talking about Zacharias Zilber. But if this is true, if we want to take a leap in logic that this is true, then it has to be a sharp weapon. So we've ruled out 9 and 12, which means the weapon would have to be 10 or 11. Based on the path Zachariah would have had to have taken, what weapons would he have walked through? So Zachariah would have gone 1, here's 10, 2, here's 11, 3, 4, I just don't know. Because he could have gotten either 10 or 11. Do y'all think I should try and guess, or do you think we should do one more round of investigating? You think there are 2 paths he could have taken, Camelisk? I don't think so. He has to go through 4 exact rooms. And he says he started here. I mean, he could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4. You're absolutely right. No. You're right. He could have gone through the tea room. But yes, but that has no weapon. But if he went into the tea room, then it would definitely be 11. Should we guess or should we not guess? If I get it wrong and Matthew doesn't guess, he'll get an extra clue. Should we guess? I think we just should, right? I think we should guess. So should we say weapon 10 or 11? Let's say 11 in case he went through the tea room up into here. That's what we're going to do. Okay. YOLO. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
3.
We know what I'm doing anyway.
2. 1.
I'm not ready to solve.
I'm going to try and guess.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope so too, so that we can show off what happens. But
that's why I was trying to bait you into guessing.
You did a little. Thank you for that follow, Dorothy. Okay, here's my guess, and it's based on some hunches, so I don't know.
I get some free information if you get wrong. I'm excited.
If I get it wrong, Matthew will roll 1 die, and that's the extra information he gets. And then if he wants, he can make a free guess. Okay. I am guessing Zachariah Zilber. Motive.
Nope.
You're supposed to wait till I do the whole guess so I don't know what's wrong. So let me do the whole guess.
Sorry, good point.
So now I know more than I should.
Ooh, I've given you some.
I guess I got some free information.
Bugger.
Zachariah Zilber, motive 17, weapon 11.
No.
Okay, so I don't know what's wrong about that. Oh, yeah, okay.
No.
So,
Correct.
now Matthew gets to roll a die and show us what you roll.
I've rolled this.
All right, so would you like connections or would you like information about a room? And I will mark off one of my guesses.
No,
He rolls 3 dice and picks 1. I thought he just rolled the 1 die.
Oh my gosh, that's even better.
Hold on. I thought he just rolled the 1, but...
Oh, well, I'll tell you right now, I've just rolled Yahtzee on connection, so it doesn't make a difference.
Oh, you're right. Thank you, Camelus. You roll all 3 dice and you pick 1 to use.
Well, I rolled 3 of the same symbol, so
great.
I'm still going for connections.
Sorry, everyone. I had that wrong in my head. So you want the cards or do you want the...
information about rooms.
Information about rooms.
But it's who was in the room, right? So
It would
I don't
tell you
actually...
who did not move through that room.
Yeah, that's not the information I'm kind of going on. So I will go for connections, please.
Okay. So you get to find out that no one went through from the portrait to the office,
Yeah.
and no one went through from the cloakroom to the bathroom.
Okay.
Would you like to make a guess based on that new information?
Yeah.
You would?
Why not? Do you get information if I get it? If
No,
I'm wrong?
you would mark off a failed attempt, but that's it. But we have 3, so you
Yeah,
might
I'm
as
gonna.
well.
This would help me rule out a whole person, so I'm gonna rule out. I want to know if it was motive 13 with a. Oh, I need to know the exact weapon, don't I?
You need to know the weapon, the murderer, and the motive.
Okay, Yoriko 13 1.
That's it. You got it. I'm so mad! How did you you have to show us your sheet and show us how you figured it out. I'm so mad. How much of a guess was that? How much did you know?
Well, it could have been 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 13, 16, or 18.
And you just randomly picked 1.
I'm trying to. I didn't randomly pick it. I'm trying to rule her out. I had some information. 14, 15 were gone, right?
Well,
So if
yeah.
it was Yuriko, I knew it had to be 13, right? So I was trying to rule her out completely. Because I've already got Quentin Quills completely ruled out. I wanted to move. I had most information about Yuriko, so I wanted to rule her out. And I knew that it was the evidence was in the cloakroom, in the plant pot room, because I have that as evidence. I have, and
You won the last time we streamed a Megacorp in game.
and
Ugh.
I had a feeling it was weapon 1, and which is the weapon I've been trying to rule out. So I was either going to ask about that or about Duncan 1, but I think that's what I chose when we played last time. So I didn't think you would do the same thing.
I didn't remember, but yeah.
And
that's
the
fair,
reason-
yeah.
So that's it. I mean, it was a good guess, but I had my reasons for thinking that, and I just had a hunch, and I was like, I think it might be 13.
So then-
and I thought it might be weapon 1.
Is your killer Quentin motive 7?
No. Yes.
Wow. Yes? I was
Yes,
going to say, wow,
yes.
then I'm way off.
Yeah.
I don't know his favorite weapon. And I don't know. Geez, I was really far away. I really was trying
Well, you
to
weren't
figure
that far
out
away. You
Duncan
just
or
guessed
Silver.
it.
It's only because that's looking at what I have crossed out. It's the only thing with any check marks that isn't crossed out.
Yeah, you just didn't go in on Quentin at all. for some reason. You're just so hung up on Duncan and
I
Zilba.
started to get information about them, so I was like, oh, they
Yeah.
have what I have the most information about, so that. But yeah,
So-
that's wow.
If I told you that their favorite weapon was suffocation, would you be able to guess at all?
If you told me that Quentin Quill's favorite weapon was suffocation,
Yeah.
I don't know where he started, but based on, I think the entryway to the murder had to happen from the bathroom, just based on everything else that's marked off. Is
It did,
that
yeah.
true? Okay. So based on that,
So I had them start.
I
well,
think
this
it's
specific-
either... It would either be 19 or 17, I think. No, not
It is.
19.
It is 19 because I picked the plunger because it was the funniest weapon.
And then I was laughing about it earlier because I had the smell. But I was like, but I wouldn't have known which one specifically. But just based on what's available in the rooms, because I think they would have had to go through the bathroom and the dining room, probably.
Well, it went.
But-
I chose a path that I thought was going to really mess you up
Yeah.
because they went from suitcase to portrait.
I was so off. To dining. Wait. One.
Yeah, suitcase.
Two. Yeah. To bathroom. So yeah.
Suitcase, portrait.
Dining room. Bathroom. Bedroom. It did.
And I
I was
tried
not.
to throw you off that way.
Yeah.
That was. I
Yeah, I
purposely
had
did
other. It worked really
And
well. You
the
really
other
were
thing I tried
devious
to
in how you planned it.
that. The other way to throw you off is I tried to put as many red herrings in one column as I was allowed to, so that if you caught on to something, which you did with
And I did.
17,
Mm-hmm.
Zilba 17, I was like, there's 2 red herrings in that thing.
Yeah, that was really smart.
So I tried to,
you did a lot
shove
of
the
things
red-
that really threw me off. Yeah.
Wow, I
That
can't
was
believe I
great.
got it.
You did a great job. Yeah, well done. Really well done.
The reason I got that, I think, was because I ruled one person out. For some reason, I had a strong suspicion based on what weapons had been crossed off in the rooms and stuff. I was like, I think it's the blunt weapon. I think it's weapon 1 was my strongest feeling. And because of that, I have no idea what room they started in. I don't know the path they went at all. I've got no path
They
stuff.
went-
I was doing forensic
Yeah.
and gossip and stuff. I had no idea
So,
what the path was.
if we had tied everyone, one of the tiebreakers, if we had both solved it on the same turn, one of the tiebreakers is, can you correctly identify the path they took? So that's why that is something that can be really helpful to know in case you tie. But in this case, so Yoriko Yagami started in the backyard or whatever with the bench
Okay, with Emily.
with Emily, and then went into the portrait room, into the garden room.
Plant pot to the office to the bedroom.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I'd have known that as well, there's literally only 3 weapons it could have been: 6, 18, and 110 and 16. But I was already thinking it was 1. So
So that would have
if I could have
helped,
ruled
like-
out some weapons, I really could have started.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple. I was probably a couple questions off from really knowing the answer, I think, but there was a hint of I had a lucky guess.
I want to play again. You know what? Megacorp and Games. Can you turn this specific version of the game into an app? Because if you do, the app can do all the setup, and then I just want to play as just the investigator with an app, and I try and solve it. And the app has done all the setup and removed the cards or whatever. Like,
Also, do
and
you
I'm
want
playing it. I want a digital version where I can play solo.
I like how you've gone from this is great 2-player game, and then I won. You gone. Can we make this a solo
Can I
game?
play this by myself?
Oh man, I'm chuffed that I got that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
you did
expecting to win.
really, really well.
I
that
wasn't
was great.
expecting to win.
That was very well done. So that is Awkward Guess 2. Yeah, Hello, My Name is 11 says, this is my favorite part where everyone runs through their deduction thought process. It is a fun part of a game like this, right? Where you're like, oh, this is what I was thinking. This is what I'd figured out. I didn't know this part yet. Yeah, that's very cool. Thank you so much for watching that playthrough of Awkward Guests taken from our live Twitch stream. If you want to join us live, we stream board games on Thursdays at twitch.tv/Paula Deming in our show, This Game Gets Dicey. Come join us over there.
Sometimes, Paula, sometimes on other days.
Sometimes on other days.
This was a Tuesday.
No, this is a Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
Yes.
Is this going on the internet?
It's going on the internet. Wait, is it where you're watching this video? Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, it's because I'm in a different time zone.
Yeah, that's why.
That's
Thank you so much to Megacorping Games for sponsoring this. Check out their Kickstarter for Awkward Guests 2, linked below in the description. And thank you for watching.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.